And away we go here for Xbox Division 3.
Still wheel to wheel coming out of turn 19.
Tries to go down the inside of Desio. Desio giving him space, but not by much.
Oh, and he's oversteered, and he's spun.
Hello and welcome, ladies and
They're side by side, off the track, neck and neck.
Xbox Division 2 here at PPR. We are in our penultimate round here of the season at Brazil. I am very excited. We have a extremely close championship battle. Still 4 drivers in contention to win the championship. Go over standings in just a moment. But right now we're on board here with Big Mr. Brown, who is currently in the Renault and coming up to the final corner here, Brazil, making his run up to the line. Currently on those soft compound tires. Going to set our first lap of the afternoon, see what Big Mr. Brown can do here. Looks like it's going to be in the 11s, not a very quick lap. It's only 11.4 there for Big Mr. Brown. And now go on board here with George. George, however, is in a 109.6 here. And then HB on the mediums, the other Haas, a 10.3. And the likes of White Mike as well now coming across the line. A very short circuit here in Brazil, so we're going to see a lot of time starting to fly in and be able to keep up with all the drivers. But now you have Stoneman going P1. Oh, and that's beaten out by Deluxe Cord on the mediums with a 108.8. Deluxe just out of nowhere there in the Haas. I believe Deluxe has missed our previous 2 races. And I was glad to have him back here in Brazil. But there goes TRC Platinum now, our championship leader at the moment, setting a 108.5 on the softs. Fantastic lap there from Platinum. Taking on board here with the Mercedes of White Meat. He's looking to set his first time in the afternoon, see if he can get himself within the top 10. Oh, and just barely. That's a 109.7 there for White Meat. Definitely going to want to improve. You want to stay in the top 10 in qualifying by the end of the session. Well, now taking on board here to Indian Cyclone. Cyclone are currently sitting second in the championship with 219 points, if my memory serves me correctly, as I don't have the standings right in front of me at the moment. But I do believe that that is correct, and that Cyclone is currently 6 points behind TRC Platinum. Cyclone has had a fantastic end to the season here, pulling off back-to-back wins and really being able to reel himself back in the championship. And there you see it. He's now just a 10th off Platinum's time. And these guys look like they're going to battle it out pretty heavily here this afternoon as these times conduct into the race pace. Also going to have to watch out for Deluxe there, however, on the mediums. Looking like he's going to have a stellar race if that time can translate on the softs. They will now take it on down to LDR Redeemer and the Red Bull. Got a few cars in front of him. His teammate as well as Ronan up down the road, about to begin his first lap as well. Redeemer kind of has to avoid White Meat right there, but nothing too much to worry about, as Redeemer now sets a 109.9 there in the Red Bull. Take it on down now to Seaman. Oh, and Ronan just catching too much to the curb, and Redeemer not knowing where to go. Nearly makes contact there with his teammate. Ronan's going to have to be careful here not to get disqualified from the session. He's also got to watch out. He's got a racing point. Yes, racing point now passes him. So not looking great for the start here for Ronan. You still see him beached up there off of turn number 2. But here we go with Mix Facitas. Looking very sharp there in the banana boat. Toss doing a decent job here so far on his lap. Keeping it very nice and tidy. Right on the limits of the track. See where he can place that banana boat here in qualifying, as we just have 10 minutes, a little over 10 minutes remaining here. And makes 5 toss on the mediums. Looks like he can put himself in the top 10 here. Yes, he can. A 109.5. Just good enough there for 10th place. Oh, looks like Ronan's having some more trouble here. It has not been his day. And he could also see himself out of the running in the championship this afternoon if he does not put up enough points. He's currently sitting 4th in the championship standings. Looks like Deluxe Ford has invalidated his lap. We'll take it on board here with a big Mr. Brown is currently sitting in 5th position. Making his way here through turn 13. He's got yellow flags in front of him. We have to be careful. Looks like that's just a Toro Rosso going slowly in front of him. Now known as Alpha Tauri for this new F1 season. But it doesn't look like this is one of the best laps here for Big Mr. Brown. I may be wrong. And he couldn't improve. But we see White Mike set P4 now, getting himself in the 108, so everyone in the top 4 there breaking that 108 mark. White Mike with a 108.9, just barely edging it out. As there goes TRC Platinum, a 108.3, improves by 0.2 of a second. See what Indian Cyclone has to say about this here in qualifying. You have to be careful though. He's got the Toro Rosso Weiser square in front of him. Weiser gets out of his way as quickly as possible. Cyclone's making his rounds through turns 6, 7, 8, and 9 here. This middle part of the circuit, and now breaks into sector 3. And unfortunately for Cyclone, this doesn't look like it's going to be the lap that does it. Maybe he had to let off just a little bit there for Weiser. Who knows? But he's going to be bringing this into the pits as he was not going to improve on his time. Now go on board here with Jord the Fraud. Jord the Fraud's gone P3 in the Williams. That's a 108.7 there for him. And we're now halfway through qualifying. Very nicely done there from Jord the Fraud. The Williams team has not had a good string of races here the past 5 Grand Prix, but looking like that might change this afternoon. While the Corn now racing his way here towards the line, currently sitting P9, and he will improve. That's P4 as Father Corn improves by 0.6 of a second here in McLaren. These times are really starting to ramp up here in qualifying as the track really coming to life. We're going to go on board with the Ferrari now of Stoneman. I believe, however, we got another Ferrari, and that's his teammate of Beckerman. Nice to see Beckerman here. It has been a little while since Beckerman was able to make a Grand Prix. I believe he's missed a pass 3. Oh, and nearly misses the corner there after losing back in. Catch a little bit of oats here, but luckily catches it, continues on in his lap, but that's definitely going to affect him here. As Deluxe Cord sets a 108.1, now beating TRC Platinum's time by 0.2 of a second. Beckerman at the moment is up 0.6 on his. And here comes Beckerman across the line. Going to go P7. That's a 108.8 there for Beckerman. See how Ronan's doing at the moment. Looks like this is actually going quite possibly just be his end lap. We'll take it back on down here to Max Fossitas. Looking like he's going to put himself in the 108s as well. Yes, he is. 108.8 there for Max Fossitas. Just 5 minutes remaining here. And the top three stand Deluxe Cord, TRC Platinum, and Indian Cyclone. Ronan just barely outside of this battle here. We make the run up to turn 4 here with Cyclone. Cyclone already up 1/10 on his lap. Here we go through turns 6 and then 7, the infamous Albano corner where we saw it all go wrong for Alex Albon last season. Cyclone still 10th and a half up on his time. Not going to be good enough though for P2. If you can eke out a little bit there from the exit. Oh, and he cannot. Only up a 10th on his time, so 108.5. Edging out just a little bit further from TRC Ronan as we got a majority of our grid all in the pits. I believe we now have George, the other Williams driver, getting to start his lap. So it looks like a lot of our guys going to have one more shot here in qualifying as we reach that 3:30 mark. Strategy-wise tonight should be pretty straightforward. Softs to mediums, however, we've been told that there may be rain at the very end of the race. So if we have a few safety cars or maybe even a couple VSCs, that rain could strike a little bit earlier in the race and we could see a shakeup in strategy and a final standings, as George is now up 5/10 on his time, so he can get out just another 10th and put himself in that 108 mark that our top 10 is currently at. Oh, and just barely misses out there. George does a 109.0, and that's most likely going to be the end of his qualifying session this afternoon. So he will be starting outside of the top 10. And now going board here with TRC Platinum. Gonna have quite the shootout here in qualifying now. Platinum leading out the rest of our guys here. Oh, and he's invalidated his lap. He's gonna have enough time though to slow down and go again. I believe that is, yes, Deluxe Cord now right in front of him. We'll take it on board now with Father Corn. Aiming to set his final lap here in qualifying. It looks like we have an Alpha off. Who is that? That is Platinum. Beckerman as well off. Presumably just slowing down there for Father Corn and getting out the way of his lap, which is not always the easiest thing to do here at Brazil. As George now has retired from the session after posting his final lap in qualifying. Doesn't look like Father Corn is going to improve here. Might get a little bit of a tow from what I believe is the coach in front of him, but doesn't look like he's got enough there. And Father Corn is looking to stay P7. And yes, he will. He's unfortunately was unable to improve on that lap. As it looks like TRC Platinum opted not to set another lap here in qualifying. So Indian Cyclone is going to be a threat there for second place. And see if Deluxe Core can get himself in the 107s here. He's absolutely flying, setting purple sector. He's up a 10th. Not enough yet to get in that 107, but we'll see. Can Deluxe do it? Absolutely flying in qualifying. Oh, and he can't do it. That's a 108.0. Oh, and something's gone wrong with Deluxe. Unsure quite what happened there. Couldn't get on the brakes early enough, but here we're on board now with Indian Cyclone. And on our timing screen, it's showing us that Platinum is starting on the mediums. Not sure if that's true. I believe he set his best time on the softs. So we'll see. I think time board's aligned to us. Doesn't look like Cyclone's going to be able to improve here. So Platinum should be safe in second. But here comes McLaren. Setting a 108.5 once again here in qualifying. Stoneman at the last second, 108.6, and that's good enough for seventh. But these times are incredibly close here in qualifying. Fourth all the way down to, looks like 13th, 14th, 15th, even 16th. These guys are separated by no less than 0.3 of a second. Absolutely insane here in qualifying. We now just wait for everyone to come back into the pit boxes. See a little bit of the AI argy-bargy there. But let's take a look. And, oh, well, it's now disappeared. But we'll see on our screen as we see the Ferrari Beckerman just beached out there at, I believe that is turn 13. But let's see if, yes, there we have it. The softs were the best time for TRC Platinum. It was just a timing board error that we saw on our screen. So he's not starting the mediums. And if he was, that would have been a stellar time, a 108.3. But there you have it. Deluxe scored P1 followed by TRC Platinum and Indian Cyclone in third. Jord the Fraud rounding out the second row of the grid there. But as you look at these times, our grid is very, very tightly contested here. Wiser Square, for some reason, tried to set a time on the hards. So that's unfortunate for him. Most likely unable to set a time on the soft, so we'll be starting back there in P18. But while all of our drivers load up here, we're going to take a quick 30-second break here in the booth and get some water and be ready to commentate the rest of this race for you guys. So excited to have you alongside us tonight here at PPR. I am PPR Nick, and we will be right back with you. All right, and we are back here. We're going to go over a quick look at the standings. TRC Platinum, as we stated earlier in qualifying, is sitting first place with 225 points. He is very shortly followed by Indian Cyclone with 219. Behind them in third is Money Hussard, who unfortunately is the only driver unable to make the race tonight, and he's going to see himself out of the championship if TRC Platinum scores P9 or better tonight. And sitting in second, I would like to say he will, but anything can happen at Brazil. It's going to be a chaotic race, especially with that rain coming very close to the end. And our final championship contender is going to be TRC Ronan. He's sitting very much a dark horse contender. He's sitting P5 tonight, 4th in the standings with 198 points. He's 27 back from Platinum. He's got to stay within that 26-point gap after this race to still have a chance at the championship title. And we'll make our way to the constructor standings, where Racing Point took it all home last weekend in the great USA, and they have been officially named Xbox Division 2's Constructors Champions of season number 1, as they edged out McLaren, the McLaren team of Indian Cyclone and Father Corn last weekend. And as always, if you're new here to PPR, you like what you're seeing, hit that subscribe button for more racing content, PPR related. Also leave a like if you enjoy what you're seeing. Shortly follow this race tonight, we will have Xbox Division 1 at Brazil as well. They race at 9 p.m. Eastern. We got a very tight championship battle in that one as well between B-Dunk and Ginger Horizon. Those guys have had fantastic seasons so far, and that's going to be a thriller as well. We now just wait for the coach to make his way up to the grid, and we're going to see 5 red lights, and away we go. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and away we go here for Xbox Division 2 at Brazil. Deluxe Corps getting a fantastic start. TRC Platinum's got the inside line. There goes the Williams on the inside of Cyclone. Oh, TRC Platinum's off. He's at a spin. Both McLarens are off in turn 1. Cyclone all the way down the grid. Deluxe Corps getting a great run out, but we got a lot of cars that spun off there. Got yellows, no VSC, so we're still on the running here. But that is unfortunate for Indian Cyclone. He's found himself all the way in 18th. Oh, and TRC Ronan gets on the curb there. Nearly goes off. Beckman's up in a 3rd. You got Platinum going around the outside of Stoneman. Doesn't work out for him. He gets in the grass, losing a lot of places, and safely joins back on track. But he's now fallen from P2 all the way to P9. And out of nowhere, Ronan's championship hopes are really starting to come to life here. And lap 1, Deluxe Corps is already up 3 seconds from P2 after all that carnage in the back. Just a lot of guys trying to make these small places. Oh, and that is an Alfa Romeo, but that is the coach that is off, and that is not his teammate of Platinum. As we now finish off lap 1 here. As we got a great battle. George the Fraud and Beckerman, they're side by side. Oh, Ronan's trying to stick his way in as well. Beckman's got the inside here through 2. Oh, they make a little bit of contact. George gets a horrible run now out of 3. He's going to be side by side with Ronan, leaving just enough space there for Ronan, and Ronan's going to have enough slipstream here to maybe get the pass. Yes, he can. You got Stoneman as well trying to make his way around George the Fraud, and George's now back into 5th place with Exfositas on his inside. George's losing tons of positions. This looks like Platinum all over again. Just George's outside of the grass. HB looking to make a move as well, but not working. We got a Ferrari on Red Bull. Oh, to make a little bit of contact between Stoneman and Platinum. Oh, when Ronan makes a little bit of runoff in the grass, and there goes Exfositas now. He's going to go side by side with Ronan. Oh, Ronan giving him a huge squeeze. Elbows fully out. Ronan showing no mercy like always, but he's got a championship to contend with right now, so he's not going to give up to anyone on circuit. Deluxe scored up 5 seconds now. We got the Williams and George the Fraud now into the pits. Exfositas looking for a move on Ronan. Not going to happen there through turn 1. Should have DRS this lap, as these first couple laps have been filled with action. Looks like Platinum and George now going side by side. George trying to get a good run on him. You got Whitemeat as well. Oh, and they make contact. George just not seeing Whitemeat there, and Whitemeat's now going to coming on track very unsafely. Very lucky not to make any contact. That's going to bring out a VSC. And so you guys have been really aggressive tonight. As you see, George now picking up a 3-second time penalty. Short break in the action. But it's a Ferrari 2-3 at the moment. Beckerman, Stoneman looking fantastic. TRC Ronin keeping his championship hopes alive right now. But Indian Cyclone there and P12 not looking too good very early on. And we are back to racing. It's over. DRS is enabled. Will Ronin get a run here on Stoneman? Stoneman does not have DRS. He's going to hold down the inside line there. Ronin's not going to have the space here to make a move, but and Stoneman losing a little of the back end right there. TRC Ronin had to back off to not make contact. Very close there for those drivers. Luxcord really just setting off in the sunset here. Matt Marlin taking a look now on Platinum, as Platinum's going to lose out and get a little bit of a squeeze there. Nothing he could do, so he's now in 8th place. You got Indian Cyclone back up in the 9th, scoring 2 points at the moment, but a very long race to go. So he has more than enough time to make his climb back up and get more points here in the race. We got another yellow for Jord the Fraud. Jord the Fraud is off. See if we can go pick him up here as Whitemeat exits the pits. What went wrong with Jord the Fraud? His car is just completely beached in the wall. Very odd spot. Wondering if maybe a brake pedal went out or something. Or we had a little bit of Leclerc and Vettel action as Deluxe picks himself up now right behind the safety car. See if we have any cars coming in the pits here. Doesn't look like it besides the back of the grid. You got Big Mr. Brown, Wiser Square now coming in. See what tires these guys put on. Going for the mediums. Don't quite know if those can make it to the end. The mediums last forever at Brazil, so gonna be a stretch, but definitely won't count them out for it. Father Corn now in the pits, getting that front wing changed. But what a hectic 5 laps of the race that had started off to be, and it looks like it's gonna be the same way here because safety car is bunching everyone back up. Deluxe Cord certainly not happy about that. He was up to, at one point, a 6-second lead from 2nd place. He was just a man on a mission. But for the likes of guys like Indian Cyclone and TRC Platinum, who currently 1st and 2nd in the standings, now going to get a chance to really battle it out here. No matter where their position stays on track, these guys somehow always find themselves right next to each other. It's just kind of been the hell of the tape for the back end of the season between these two drivers. Oh, and Ronin, Deluxe Court now all getting 5-second time penalties. I wonder if that's for cutting a little bit of turn 2, as Ronin now is overtaking Stone. I'm not too sure what Ronin's doing. A little bit of hectic driving. As we now just wait for the rest of our grid to get reformed here behind the safety car. We'll keep it on board here with the Lux Cord. Now as I get a chance to scroll through the comments, I see Sprightly Nick loses voice by lap 10. If it keeps going like this tonight, Sprightly, I just might. But here we go. Safety cars in this lap. We're about to get back to racing here. Deluxe Cord going to lead us off. Ronan, for some reason, keeps overtaking cars in front of him. He's got to be careful or not. Could pick up a penalty for that. Deluxe getting onto the grass. And he's off. Beckman getting a decent jump on Deluxe as well. Ronan is now diving into the pits. I wonder if he's serving some sort of penalty. The Ferraris, though, got to be careful not to make contact with one another. And unfortunately for Ronan, he's seeing his championship hopes fade off in the distance after having a great start to the race. See if Beckman here can get a run. No, we can't. It looks like we got the Williams. What's gone wrong here with George? Something very wrong. He's fallen all the way back. Not sure what's going on with him. We'll take it back up here to the fight for P1. Looks like Beckman's starting to fall off just a little bit here. He's got his teammate of Stoneman charging right behind him. Should also be noted we got HB and Mad Marlin both on the hards. You guys have made strides in the race, to say the least. And they'll be looking to prolong this first stint very, very long. They could be big winners if we need intermediate tires by the end of the race tonight. You see that Renault right behind Stoneman. McFostoss takes a peek on the inside, but nothing going for him. Marlin currently up there in 6th. He's got TRC Platinum on the softs right behind him. George now coming into the pits, assuming for a wing change. After I'm also going to assume that he made a little bit of contact with the wall there out of turn 3 earlier in the lap, and that's why he lost so many places. Platinum getting a great run here on Marlin now. Marlin braking a little bit earlier than Platinum expected. Indian Cyclone as well. Still trailing back from Platinum there. Thanks, Fox half a second back. See if Platinum can get a run here on Marlin. Marlin, however, is going to have DRS. The DRS is enabled this lap, so they won't get it down the straight. They'll get it to that run to turn number 4. Oh, and Platinum has gone wide, and Cyclone says thank you very much. That's P7 now for Indian Cyclone. Mad Marlin getting a run here on HB up to turn 4. Is he going to dive down? No, he's not. He thinks better of it. Marlin now losing a little bit of the gap that he was reeling in there to HB. Fossitas still trying to make a run here as Stoneman. He's been sitting pretty comfortably back about half a second. The Ferraris losing just a little bit of time to the Deluxe, but Deluxe has not pulled out an outstanding lead like he did at the start of the race. He's still just barely a second ahead of Beckerman, and here goes McFossitas down the inside of Stoneman. Oh, but he just reels out. He had the corner, but didn't have the confidence. He's going to get DRS once again here for turn 4. Stoneman very defensive. He parks it there on the inside, gets back on the racing line. McFossitas not really having an opportunity there for any chance of an overtake. These guys are still going very close to one another. We're starting to see the clouds begin to reel in here over the circuit. Rain eventually looming. It's just all about when it's going to fall here and how heavy as well. going to be the real question. Are they going to be able to stay out on slicks, or are they going to need some wet tires? This is probably the time of the race where our drivers are asking Jeff about that rain situation, and Jeff most likely is telling each and every one of these 18 drivers remaining a different answer, so who knows? We can only just wait. McFostos, however, though, not waiting any longer. He's finally gotten it done on Stoneman, but Stoneman trying to keep it along the outside. They're going side by side. Stoneman gets a little bit of a cut of the corner. Oh, so does McFostos, nearly losing it. That could have been dangerous for both drivers. As Stoneman now gets DRS, making his run up to turn 4 here on McFostos. He now goes side by side, makes the lunge, and gets it done. Back into P3 goes Stoneman in the Ferrari. I don't think these guys are done whatsoever. They'll take another look. Some battles going on behind these guys as well. You got HB starting to reel in Mad Marlin. See Marlin there sitting in 5th place. These soft runners are going to start feeling the wear of those tires pretty soon. See how long they decide to stay out here on their first stint. McFostos once again getting a great run on Stoneman. Stoneman looks like he's going to get overtaken. Oh, and there we talk about pits. Stoneman has put it inside. He's going in for a change of tires. As his pit crew looks ready, so McFostos now 3rd place for him. And Mad Marlin and HB all getting promoted up there. Indian Cyclone, got to watch out. He's got TRC Platinum behind him. Oh, and Father Corn is off. And we are under another safety car. And Stoneman, unfortunately, is going to lose out because he pitted right before it. See where he's going to come out on track there, Stoneman. That's going to be 14th for him. So this is the real question. Are our guys going to start diving into the pits? Everyone up in from P1 all the way on downward. Oh, what has gone wrong with the coach? The coach has crashed under safety car. What went wrong with the coach there? I wonder, he may have made contact with the safety car. That is horrible there for the coach. The Lux Court, however, bringing it in the pits. So is Beckman. I assume most of our grid, besides Mad Marlin and HB, who are both on the hard, is going to bring it in. And so far, it looks to be the case here. Now it's all about what tires these guys put on. Going to assume the mediums. They should just be able to go to the end for all of these guys. TRC Platinum taking a risk here, staying out on the softs. This is our 2nd safety car on the race. Maybe he's thinking we might have another. He might be able to get a jump here on the rest of the grid, but those softs are really going to start wearing out on him. So not too sure how this is going to work out for him. But speaking of working out, Mad Marlin, who for majority of the season had a little peek at the championship fight as well. Didn't work out in the later stages here, but having a great race, currently sitting in 1st. HB, not the Haas of Deluxe Court, but still, nonetheless, got a Haas still on the podium as Deluxe Court is sitting back there in 12th. Stoneman, after his pit, we saw him, he was in 3rd. Comes out right behind his teammate Beckman, so it doesn't look like that stop really caught out Stoneman at all. He's still right behind his teammate, and they've actually passed up Deluxe Court in the pits, so looking pretty decent there for the Ferrari boys. Indian Cyclone all the way back in 13th now. TRC Ronin in 15th. Ronin just not, race just not going his way. It looked really promising to start off, but now sitting 2nd to last of our remaining drivers. He's really going to have to make a fight to still keep himself in the championship running. And Ronan has picked up another 5-second time penalty for cutting corners here under safety car. So it's going bad to worse for the Red Bull team. This teammate of LDR Redeemer not having the greatest race as well. Redeemer currently sitting in 10th, but yet to stop here as he is still on those hard compound of tires he started the race with. Being that, we'll take a look at the stops. Everyone in the top 5 have yet to make their stops, and then LDR Redeemer there in 10th. Everyone else has made at least one 2 for 2 white meat, getting 2 stops in already, as we are beginning to approach the halfway mark here in the race. And safety car is in this lap. Safety car has done a fantastic job tonight of not staying out longer than it needed to be. Marlon's going to get the run here. See if HB can't follow, maybe get a jump on him. Remember, we will not have DRS engaged yet. And Marlon is off. HB doesn't look like he got as great of a jump. Platinum, however, gonna see how these softs are going for him. Something's gone wrong after P6. Doesn't look like Wiser Square got the message, and he really sent the back half of the grid really far behind of everyone else. Platinum, no! Platinum made a little bit of contact with HB. Didn't see any end plate fall off, so he might be good. And unfortunately, he is not. Platinum now missing that end plate. So he's on old tires. He has a broken front wing. It's looking pretty dangerous now for Platinum. Ronan's picking up another time penalty. Tazonic, who is always a slow and silent mover in the races, finds himself into P5. Saw him take, oh, and that's Rain. We've now been hit by Rain. Platinum looks like he has made the right call. Obviously, way too early to come in for inters. Just a little bit of raindrops isn't going to be enough for these tires, but if it starts to come down pretty heavily in the next couple of laps, Platinum may see himself just skyrocket ahead of his championship contenders of Cyclone and Ronan. Ronan coming into the pits. I hope he's not trying to come in for inters. That would be very dangerous. Ronan is. He's got nothing to lose, so he's going to do it, but they're going to be so much slower as the track is just barely starting to get wet. Almost positive our front runners as well. Not going to come in quite yet. Rain barely trickling down here on track. Take a look here, Ronan, see how he's doing there on these enters. Yeah, he's struggling. Just nothing for him to do. This DRS is enabled. Big Mr. Brown's getting a run here on Beckerman. Oh, they nearly make contact, just a little bit of a touch there. Big Mr. Brown nearly getting sideways. They got to be careful as well. With the rain coming down, they're losing more traction. Tazonic looks like he got a horrible exit out of turn 3. Big Mr. Brown coming down the inside now of the Ferrari of Beckerman. Beckerman's still going to beat him out here. Wiser Square now right behind them. Wiser looking at the inside there. Nothing going for him. We now got a train of cars here from 5th to 8th in this midfield battle. As George picks up a 3-second time penalty there in the Williams. Rain's starting to get a little bit heavier here. Still, in my opinion, way too early for the intermediates. You can usually tell that you need to come in once you see that DRS disabled from the race director. You've yet to see that, so I don't think we'll see really anyone come in quite yet. As No one else has come in this lap. Ronan, 36 seconds back from 15th. Definitely not looking like he made the right choice. Beckerman getting around Tazonic here. Oh, and something's gone wrong there with Weiser. He's gone a little bit off circuit and lost out the big Mr. Brown. Here comes Deluxe Cord on those fresh mediums. Looks like he's going to get this move done before turn 4, and yes, he does. And now take it back up here to Tazonic. Still staring down the gearbox here of Beckerman. Mad Marlin about half a second back now from HB. He's kept that gap steady after the restart to the race. Oh, and Tazonic losing out there. Something's gone wrong again with Weiser. Oh, looks like Weiser may have just cut himself through the grass, so he's now out of a points paying position. We go on board here. Oh, and it looks like our guys are coming into the pits. Platinum's called it as well. White Mike. See if anyone opts out. No, looks like everyone's, besides Deluxe Cord. Deluxe Cord's going another lap here on the mediums. Him as well as McFositas and Weiser Square. Ronan, unfortunately, pitting 2 laps too early, is going to see himself still stay back there in 16th place. You can see him on our track map so far back from the rest of our guys. Let's see how this plays out here for Deluxe Cord. We're taking a board with him. And you can really see he's starting to struggle a lot for grip. His teammate of HB just 14 seconds back. And there's that DRS disabled mark, which usually tells you if you're on slicks, you're on the wrong tire now. But it looks like all of our grid, besides our top 3, who took a little bit of a risk here, made the right decision to come in that lap. As Deluxe is just going to try to nurse his car into the pits here and get a fresh set of rubber and some intermediate tires. It's going to feel a lot better for him. Now it's all about who is faster, and the wet Deluxe showed that he has the pace in the dry. Platinum as well. But we'll see who set up more suits their car here in the wet conditions. Weiser as well now coming in. So it's going to be HB who's going to take the lead of this race after he passes up the rest of our top 3. And there he goes. Beckerman and Mad Marlin having a little bit of scrap there coming through turn 1. Rain really starting to pick up now on track. Deluxe Cord looks like he's coming out P5. No, he's not. TRC Platinum's going to beat him out here. And TRC Platinum is now in 5th position. But it looks like Deluxe is going to try to get it done on him. I think the rain really came out a lot earlier than most of our grid suspected. We were told 45 minutes of dry weather. However, under the safety cars, as we stated at the beginning of the race, that really brought the rain in much earlier in the race. Oh, and we now have another safety car. Looks like White Meat's gone off. Luckily, Ronan's very far back. They're going to be able to pick up White Meat here. And he just went off at the hill. Turn 6, see if we can pick him up here. Oh, Ronan now has a drive-through for speeding. And still standing board. Yep, and there was White Meat. You just saw the remains of his car. It looks like he may have just lost it on his own. If not, we'll definitely see that in the series report. Beckerman getting a 5-second time penalty for speeding in pit lane. I wonder why he's coming into the pits. He's putting on the wets. Beckerman coming in for the wets. I think it's too early. I don't think the rain's coming down hard enough for him. But Beckerman taking a gamble. I'm going to see if this pays off or not. Maybe the rain's supposed to get a little bit harder here. But at the moment, it's not coming down hard enough for the wet tires. So Beckerman might have just thrown away a podium a potential podium finish. Meanwhile, we have HB up here in first and Mad Marlin in second. White Mike in third. White Mike looking at a podium finish tonight. We come to lap 21. White Mike has had a slew of opportunities this season for a podium, and he just hasn't gone his way. Maybe one of the more unlucky drivers on the grid, if you believe in luck. And if you don't, oh, I don't know what's wrong with you. But White Mike maybe going to see the end of his luck run out. But as I say that, he's got TRC Platinum and Deluxe scored on his gearbox. So it'll be quite the fight for him. Let's take a look at Beckerman here on the wets. See how this is going for him. He's able to make these tires work. I just think he's going to be too slow. I don't know if he's made the right strategy call or not. Rain just doesn't look like it's heavy enough. But we'll see here under safety car conditions. Maybe if it starts to pick up. If it does, Beckerman 1,000 IQ points there. I will say, though, for Ronan, who is sitting fourth in the championship, needs a good result to stay within the distance to fight it out in Abu Dhabi. He's picked up a lot of time penalties tonight. Race hasn't gone his way here in the back end, but with this safety car restart, even though he's in 15th, a lot can happen in front, and he's still got a lot of race to make up 15th position. Indian Cyclone currently sitting in 9th. As I try to do quick math in my head, it's gonna be about 18 points back if we were to finish like this on track. That's really just me not even trying to do math in my head, but somewhere around there, I believe. As we now have the safety car in this lap. See how HB can get off here. We're gonna have Mad Marlin right behind him. Just wait for HB to take off and resume racing tonight. And there he goes. HB is taking off, getting a great jump. And it looks like White Mike is already gonna lose out on third position here as Platinum goes down the inside. White Mike falling down on the fourth. Get a look at the rest of our grid here as they make their way up into turn one. Stoneman, LDR Redeemer getting a little close for comfort. You got the Renaults going side by side as well. Let's take a look at this. Very smartly done from these guys not to get into each other. Oh, and Redeemer giving the big squeeze to Stoneman. Can he keep it? Yes, he can, and so can Redeemer. Very nicely done. Those guys getting really close. Oh, no! And off goes Redeemer and down that downhill slide there on the green stuff. It'll be really hard for him to pick it up. And it's now gone really bad to really worse for the entire Red Bull team. TRC Platinum, though, getting a great run here on Marlin. Here we go with the Indian Cyclone now. Oh! Stoneman into the wall! He's gone flying! He just flew! Oh, and then Cyclone's off! Oh no, Cyclone's retired from the session! He's made it into the wall! Cyclone could lose out on the championship tonight because of that incident. Stoneman just looks like he might have gotten clipped from Wise and Square. This is when I would really love to have a replay option in these F1 games. But it looked for a second like Indian Cyclone might have been able to escape from that. Gonna take a look back here on my stream, see if I can really pick up what just went wrong. Oh, Stoneman just lost it. And it looks like Indian Cyclone was hit from behind. That may have been Big Mr. Brown. Unfortunately, that may cost Indian Cyclone the championship. TRC Platinum right now, 6 points ahead. And you add up that 15 he's going to get from third. It's only going to be 21 points. But if he can really bring it out here, TRC Platinum could come away with the win. But as we get back to the race win here on track, HB and Marlon really doing a fantastic job this entire race. Got some guys now coming in for the wets as the rain is really starting to pour down. Beckerman sitting there in 7th. See if that call was the right one to make. He's gonna really have to start gaining a lot of time though if he wants to come out of the rest of the guys. If these guys opt to pit or not. They could stay out on the inners. Not too sure how viable those tires are going to be for them. We'll take a look here at Platinum trying to chase down a race win. But like we said before the start of the race, anything can happen in Brazil, and I predicted the chaotic race, and so far we have had it. And at the moment, it's all into TRC Platinum's hands, and all Cyclone and Ronan can do is just watch from home and hope that something goes wrong with Platinum. If Platinum DNFs, no one will be awarded any points and will be standing same as we are here going into Abu Dhabi. However, it is confirmed that Ronan is out of the championship running after his DNF tonight. Even if Platinum didn't pick up any points, Ronan is too far back to take it into Abu Dhabi, so only Indian Cyclone remains. Mad Marlin trying to find his way around HB here. The track conditions are getting very bad. We start to see some puddles forming on track as well. So we may see these guys start to take it pretty cautiously. As Tazonic looks like he's starting to pick up a little bit here on TRC Platinum. And as I say, they're picking up a 3-second time penalty as well. So top four as we see it, HB, Mad Marlin, TRC Platinum, and Tazonic. Next, Fossitas, see him there in the banana boat, just trailing very shortly behind in 5th. Top 6, all on inners. You got Beckerman there on the wets. As Beckerman's coming back into the pits, I think he's called it a day on those tires. Maybe going back in for the intermediates. Ooh, Platinum getting really squirmy there. He's just got to keep it together for the rest of the race. And he'll be looking very nice come Abu Dhabi next week. Top four is still very close, separated by no less than 2 seconds here. It looks like they might start to fall into some back markers. You got White Mike and Weiser Square there in 11th and 12th, both Toro Rossos trailing very far behind from the rest of the grid. Now take it on down here to Tazonic. No one really looking too aggressive now in this race. They've started to play pretty comfortable with where they're at, especially in these tricky conditions in the wet at Brazil. I think a lot of our guys are going to remain cautious here, as these gaps have stayed relatively the same within our top 5. McFatitas slowly breaking a little bit of a gap, and as I say, I think he's breaking that into a 2-second gap. He's maintained there behind Tazonic. We're now 28 laps into this 36-lap race, and I mean, they say Brazil delivers, and it really never fails to disappoint, even on a virtual race. Stewards are definitely going to have maybe another busy weekend, or at least be busy after this race saw some unfortunate events happen. But that is just how it is. At the moment, it's looking like Platinum may come home with another podium finish on the year. Tazonic might be able to scrape his way onto the podium as well. Unsure what penalties are looking like at the moment, but our top 5 haven't really seen their names really at all on the timing screens tonight. So we'll see how that plays out for them. Let's see. Currently, Deluxe Sport has the fastest lap here in the race, so he'll get that extra point, as I highly doubt anyone is going to be able to beat that out in the wet. We'll look up at big movers here in the race. Oh, and we have a yellow. Looks like that one's for White Mike out of turn 4. Something's gone very wrong with White Mike. He's now off of the circuit. However, it's very odd on our time screen. Maybe I'm just going blind, but Mad Marlin now very close to HB. He wants that race win. Doesn't look like he's going to get the move done yet, as the rain is really starting to come back down a little bit heavier. HB's made up 11 positions on track. Mad Marlin 15. This is really the battle for the driver of the day, in my opinion. Marlin understands he's got 6 laps remaining, so the fight is on. He's got to be careful. Don't want to risk it too early, because any slight contact between those guys, and when you see someone like Ronan jump up and steal the race win, or excuse me, TRC Platinum steal the race win. Tazonic still looming into distance, but Platinum getting really close to these guys. You see that shot there from the cockpit of what Platinum is kind of seeing. I think Marlon's going to be too far back here for a move into turn 1. There are now just 5 laps remaining in this race, and things are really shaking up here. We've had some thrilling action from start to finish. And I've just realized that I may also be commentating Xbox Division 1, so I really didn't even have a voice after Coda last week, going back-to-back in the booth, so I am unsure how my voice is going to be after tonight. Platinum starting to reel in Mad Marlin now. Tazonic as well. These guys are all cutting their gaps down to about just half a second. McFatitas still lurking in 5th. Can't count him out just yet. Guys, I can only assume, are just really focused in now as this race is coming to an end. 4 laps to go. Platinum getting very close now to Marlon. Oh, looks like Marlon loses the back end. Platinum's now up into second place. If Indian Cyclones watching at home, that is not what he wants to see at the moment. Platinum now with that coveted 18 points. If Platinum gets one more position here, he will be our unofficial, to note per Stewards Decisions post-race, but he will be our unofficial Xbox Division 2 Drivers Champion if he can get the race win here. Unfortunately, second place will not do it as he tries to go around the outside there of HB. Because currently Platinum leads by 24 points. So without a race win, this fight will go into Abu Dhabi. And we have 3 laps to go. I'm unsure if HB understands how much this race win can help out the McLaren team, more specifically Indian Cyclone. As his focus right now is probably just trying to fend off TRC Platinum at all costs. We now have Marlon. See if Marlon tries to make a move back here at Platinum. As Platinum tries to fight and claw his way back to first. He's gonna have to be careful for Marlon. Oh, and as I say that, Marlon's touched a little bit on the grass. Max Fositas now bringing himself within that coveted 1 second gap as well to really get into the fight with these guys. So the top 5 very close to one another. We're reaching 3 laps remaining here on circuit. And as stated a few laps ago, we're not too sure what our time frames are looking like. However, gonna assume that really no one here in the top 5 has picked one up tonight. Oh, and what's gone wrong with Tazonic? Max Fositas looks like he's gonna get around the outside here. Taz, as they go side by side now through turn 1 and turn 2. Looks like, oh, Max Fositas loses a little bit, make a little bit of contact. Taz now gonna try to go down the inside here on turn 3. Taz is now lost out on 4th. Looks like he's gonna stay P5 for the time being. Not too sure if he caught up any wing damage there. As we take it back up here. The battle for first place. Marlon as well, right behind them. Race is really coming down to the wire here in Brazil. It's been a fantastic race. We're about to have 2 laps remaining. TRC Platinum fighting to win the Drivers' Championship here in Brazil. All he has to do is overtake HB in front and fend off drivers like Mad Marlon right behind him. Platinum gets a great run here. I don't think he's going to be close enough, however, to make a move on HB as 2 laps remain in the race. Also, has to be said, HB has done a stellar job this entire race from start to finish. It looked like a Haas could win the race, but it looked like that Haas was going to be deluxe scored. No, it looks like it could be HB tonight. Getting very, very close here. Marlon still within the fight. Any small mistake up front and he could find himself with the race victory. Max Fositas and Tazonic now after that contact on lap 34 have fallen just a shade back of this top three. It looks like their podium chances have fallen off, barring any significant time penalties. But here we go for the last lap of the Grand Prix here in Brazil for Xbox Division 2. TRC Platinum, if he gets this overtake done, we've already said it multiple times, but he will be the driver's champion here in Xbox Division 2. He's still half a second back from HB, and he hasn't been able to get at him whatsoever here on track. As he now looks and goes a little too deep there in the turn 4. You have to be careful. Now he's got Mad Marlin behind him. Marlin might pick off TRC Platinum and make the run up the hill. Platinum, oh, is going to be very close there. Marlin tries to stick his nose in. Oh, Marlin does stick his nose in. Marlin now going side by side with Platinum. And then make it around. And they're still going side by side. Marlin back down the inside. Got to be careful not to make contact. TRC Platinum leaving just enough space there. HB looks like he's going to take the race win. This might be a drag race, though, between Platinum and Marlin to the finish. It looks like Platinum did enough there off the exit, but here comes HB in the Haas for our winner here in Brazil. Congratulations to you, sir, barring time penalties. Oh, and TRC Platinum has taken it. He's got in P1. He's done it. He has done it for the Alfa Romeo team. He has won unofficially, per stewards' decisions, the Drivers' Championship here in Xbox Division 2. There goes George in 6. Deluxe Cord now in 6. After time penalties, George falls to 7th. Big Mr. Brown very far back. What a race here. As it has really had it all tonight. LDR Redeemer and the Red Bull coming across the line to finish off the race here. Still in 1 point. White Mike, well, 1 point looked to be on the podium. Not happening here. Doesn't even get the cross. Oh, and White Mike steals P10. On time penalties, he's gotten it over Redeemer. But here we go. There he is. The rain has somehow completely vanished, but TRC Platinum takes the race victory. P1 for you, sir. And more importantly, he wins the championship. As we've said, unofficially, we will wait per stewards' decisions to officially confirm it. But here on track, he has done it. Congratulations to you. We'll see if we can get him here for a quick interview. As he barely beats out Mad Marlin by 0.3 of a second. We'll now just wait for TRC Platinum. Unfortunately, he will be our only interview we can get in before the Xbox Division 1 race. TRC Platinum, how are you feeling? You are unofficially the Xbox Division 2 Drivers Champion.
Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, it feels great. That's about it. I don't know. That race was getting really sketchy at the end because Marlon was like peeking his nose in through like the entire second sector, but I don't know. I held him off, so I think that's a decent way to win it, I guess.
Yeah, man, and I don't know if you're aware of what happened with the Indian Cyclone, but heartbreaking for him there at the end. Looked like you guys were going to take it to Abu Dhabi. Obviously,
Yeah,
we'll
no.
let's see what stewards say, but I don't believe you're in any incidents tonight, so should be
Yeah,
fine
hopefully.
there. But yeah, we're looking for this fight to go to Abu Dhabi, but nonetheless, man, congratulations. I mean, great race. What was just your thoughts those final few laps, knowing if you got P1? Did you know that HB had a time penalty first off?
Yeah, I checked if he had a time penalty, probably lap 30, and then I knew that I didn't have any, and he had 3 seconds or something like that. So I'm like, okay, I just stay behind him. I don't have to make a move. I should be able to get this. And I knew that if I got the race win, then that was the championship. So that was basically what I was going for. But man, the last few laps with Martin were really scary, honestly. Like that, the full battle through sector 2 was just, it was scary, dude. I thought it was gonna go to Abu Dhabi, honestly.
Yeah, Marlon was not giving up in that fight, but I mean, we got to get off to our Xbox Division 1 stream, but just want to get you in for that quick interview. And congratulations, man. It's been a great season. Can't wait to see what happens in Abu Dhabi. Still got one more race to go, so nonetheless, it's been great. And enjoy the rest of your night, my man.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
And that is it here for Xbox Division 2 at PPR. Once again, congratulations to TRC Platinum for the race victory. And then Mad Marlin coming in second there. And I believe HB in third. That is all we have. Make sure to stay tuned for the Xbox Division 1 stream starting up very, very shortly.